Hiya! So finally I've got around to doing the long-awaited moss bowl, except this time I'm doing it with a little bit of a twist. I've decided to do it within a moss basket arrangement with a tree. A lot of people on Instagram have these gorgeous trees, so I thought I'd buy my own. I see a lot of people put them in baskets as well, and that's it. I kind of think that having some moss in there will take your tree to the next level, basically. So first of all, this tree I bought online. A lot of people I notice put them in the basket like that, and although I think that looks really pretty, I think this particular tree, for example, can be raised up a bit more. So I've made like a kind of like a plinth, just out of some old packaging, which I've stuffed into the bottom, and then put the tree on top, and that automatically raises it up and makes the tree a lot grander. So now what I'm going to do is pack it up. You could line the basket with a liner and fill it with sand, that would pack it up, but I want this basket to be light so I can manoeuvre it around the house. So I'm going to pack it up with some packaging materials, and then we'll get on to the fun part. Okay, so once your tree is really firmly packed in, what we've got to do is create the kind of pillow effect of the moss. So the way I do that is I grab some bubble wrap and I create kind of big pillows by scrunching, I don't know if you can see this, but by scrunching the bubble wrap up like this. Just kind of play with it and just kind of create that sort of effect. And then what I do is I hold it together. You can either use sellotape or I use loom bands. I've got a whole pot of loom bands. I use them for absolutely everything, honestly. They are just like the best thing. I use them to tie crisp packets once they've been open, and to tie up food bags and things like that. So they're just great. So tie a loom band like that just to keep it in place, and then just place it on the top, and then kind of make a series of bubbles, all different shapes and sizes, so that you can have something to layer your moss on top. Okay, so now on to the really, really fun part. I use Indian preserved moss. It comes in big boxes like this, and I normally get it from a local wholesalers. So, I hope you can see this. So it comes in kind of sheets like that. It's really beautiful. I've worked out, having done a moss bowl before, that it does fade, so it does need to be replaced. And what I do is kind of, I'll show you actually on front. It's a bit messy, so decide how big each bubble is going to be. So actually this sort of size is okay, and what you can do is tear bits off. And actually I find tearing, you can cut bits, but I do find tearing, it will blend better when you're putting pieces of moss together, so you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, so that's effectively one bubble, and you can just play around with it like loads. Okay, and then if I tear another piece off, that's a much smaller piece, that would be work for this bubble. So just tuck it in And then as you can see, it's fairly torn, so you can start to create the bubble effects or pillow effects. And as you can see, that's a nice seamless bubble there. And the colour will fade a little bit over time, and I kind of think as it fades it looks even nicer, because at the moment it's quite a bright green, but then eventually it does sort of look dead, which is why you need to replace. Just round the back, actually there's a bubble here, so what I might do is tear a bit off and just kind of work with it really. Play around with it until you're happy with it. You know, tuck pieces in, and as you can see, as I've put that piece there, once you've tucked it in, it kind of looks nice. And that piece there, again, tuck it right in. Just kind of trying to get the natural kind of look.